Good afternoon, everyone. This is Basavaraj. The session that Raghunandan sir will be taking us through. Uh, so this is part of a series of discussions that we are.
Okay, so welcome everyone, and I believe most of you who know about Raghunandan sir, but if some of you may not know, so I will very briefly introduce him. So yeah, he was formerly IAS officer. He worked as a joint secretary for Government of India, and he was in the Ministry of Panchayat Raj as well. And he was also Secretary of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj in Karnataka state. After taking voluntary retirement from IAS, he was also part of Janagraha a few years ago. He led this I Paid a Bribe initiative, so which attempted to crowdsource reports on corruption from citizens. Mr. Raghunandan works in several Indian states directly with panchayats as well as their advocacy associations, including Kerala, West Bengal, State Planning Board in Karnataka. Hello. Okay. He has also been a consultant on anti-corruption and decentralization on 11 countries, including Nepal, Mongolia, Bangladesh, and Switzerland. His consultancies also, until I said his consultancies included 14th and 15th Finance Commission.
Yes.
So we are actually very lucky to have somebody like that conduct this series for us. And he has this is the 11th discussion on this series over last 2 months. He has conducted separate sessions in Kannada as well as English. Today's session will be in English. He has covered introduction to key institutions, history of urban local governance, 74th Amendment, KMC Act, that is Karnataka Municipality Act, people's participation, and what are the important institutions in Bangalore city and how they are interrelated, and what are the duties of a BBMP corporator, and last but not least, BBMP budget. This is the second session on BBMP budget. Couple of weeks ago, he covered revenue side of income side of BBMP budget. Today he will be talking about the expenditure side, and we may not be able to complete the expenditure side discussion today. So he may conduct 1 or 2 more sessions on this BBMP budget. Well.
Thank you, Shantala. It's a real pleasure to be here once again. This presentation has taken me. It has been so far the most challenging presentation that has been done by me. And as far as I am concerned, I could not have done this without the help of Genesia. Genesia is just the kind of person that you tend to meet in the Aam Aadmi Party. We have a lot of youngsters working for the AAP, and Genesia is one of the interns who's working full-time for the AAP, and she's done such tremendous work in analyzing and converting the BBMP budget. Unfortunately, the BBMP budget is in PDF form, so no software is able to convert it automatically into an Excel sheet. We've tried just about everything. The software eventually says that the file is corrupted. This is because of the Kannada font, cannot help it. So then we have to retype the whole thing, which is actually quite a sad thing, because in that way the BBMP doesn't meet the norms of transparency. In a form that can be downloaded and analyzed, and not just in a static PDF form. But anyway, we've been able to do quite a bit. And as Shantala said, this will probably be a series of presentations on the expenditure side, which will probably go into 2 days or 3 sessions, maybe even. So here, as I said,
Raghu sir, may I interrupt just for 1 minute? You did mention Genesia. So Genesia and I have been discussing that a lot of youngsters have joined today. So we were thinking that many are interested in internship as well. So this is something I would like to discuss with you later on. But I just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that many youngsters have joined today, and they are all quite interested in policy and research internships as well.
That's really fantastic, Shantala, because I am coming up right at the end of this presentation with a lot of work for such interns. Because if okay, so as I was saying, was this is for reaching this presentation, it is useful for us to look at presentation 9, which is a study topic of the incomes of BBMP. As Shantala said, the incomes of BBMP session was actually conducted about 10 days back, and there was a great deal of interest, and the people were very keen to look at the expenditure side. However, when you come to the expenditure side, we must really begin to understand what are we planning to talk about, and what can be expected to emerge from a presentation like this. I think the important thing for many people is that there are some important terms that are used in a budget, including the BBMP budget, and the trend of expenditure growth over the years also have to be understood. You will be able to do that. I will be going through the important expenditure items in the BBMP and identify the main items on which the BBMP does not provide details, because sometimes what happens is that a budget provides details, but it's more important the budget actually conceals information also. It does not provide information. So these are some of the things that I hope you will be able to do. This is meant totally from a layperson's perspective. You have a lot of, shall I say, information that people use technical terms when they describe a budget, and then laypersons cannot understand, and that's how people don't begin to understand how our city corporation functions, because you get confused with all the technical terms. So I am trying to use some very ordinary terms. At the end of the day, a budget of the BBMP is not very different from your household budget. If you're balancing your household budget, if you know what your incomes are at home and what are the expenditure items are at home, and if you are maintaining some kind of a monthly account, then you will be able to understand the BBMP budget. That is all that we expect from the BBMP. It's a large organization, but it works on exactly the same principles as you and I will manage a household budget. So this is something, don't get worried about whether you will understand something or not. I will try to make it as simple as possible. And if you have any questions, please ask me. I will give minutes. So as I said, in presentation 9, we familiarized ourselves with the income stream of the BBMP. But in order for continuity's sake, I would just like to just go back to a couple of slides in that earlier presentation for people who have joined just now, for them to understand. See, if you look at the incomes in the 9th presentation, I had done a comparison of the estimate of a particular year, the revised estimate of a particular year, and the actuals of a particular year. And here's there's some interesting information that comes. In 2013-14, the BBMP produced a very, what should I say, very ambitious budget of 8,000 crore, but ultimately spent only 3,000 crore. And it revised the estimate to 3,200 crore. There was a 63% reduction in the budget amount. Every year, 2014-15, it was a 30% reduction in the budget year. Only in 15-16, 1 year, the budget estimate was reduced. It was made a modest amount, and the actual was about the same as the budget estimate, just 2.75% difference. Otherwise, every year we have had a shortfall of at least 30%, and in 1 year we've had a shortfall of 63%. So, will you prepare a household budget like this, where you will say, I will spend X amount of money, and at the end of the year, you don't have that X amount of money, you have spent 1/4 of that X amount of money. And the other funny thing about the BBMP budget is, it does not provide up-to-date expenditure details. So when I am describing expenditure, I have a severe problem, because I cannot tell you the expenditure of last year. 2019-20 estimate has been revised from 11,000 crore to 7,000 crore. But even till today, 4 months after the completion of the previous financial year, we still do not have in the details of the expenditure incurred last year. We only have the details of expenditure incurred in 2018-19. In 2018-19, we know that the budget was 10,129 crore and the actual expenditure was 7,200 crore, which was 30% less than the estimate. And we are knowing that now, we know that now, 1.5 years later. So this is a big problem. In fact, this is the core of the problem as far as budgeting is concerned. And I will come to how we can solve this problem at the end of this presentation. So when I talk about the big projected revenue sources, this is again a recap of last time. The BBMP is supposed to collect 3,500 crore by way of property tax. It is supposed to get special infrastructure projects of 2,000 crore. It is supposed to get miscellaneous income of 820 crore. Finance Commission grants 500 crore and so on and so forth. These are the big items. But they actually don't get this amount. Property tax, they never collect 3,500 crore. They only collect 2,000 crore. So far, so based on 3,500 crores of income, but actually collect only 2,000 crore. So they don't end up, they end up without committing, without doing the committed expenditures. And last time in our presentation, we spoke about how the property tax can actually increase. There is an official report commissioned by the state government through the State Finance Commission, which shows that BBMP is only exploiting about 20% of its property tax potential. The property tax can go up from 2,000 crore to 10,000 crore. That is what the report, official report of the Karnataka states. So this is something that we must remember when we try to look at the expenditure details. So as I said, there is a huge problem with trying to find out expenditure because the details are available more than a year later. So what is the point of me finding out in July 2020 what the expenditure in March 2018 was or 2019 was? It's of no use. It's a post-mortem as far as I was concerned. And the details are not given ward-wise. The overall picture is given in the budget. The details are not given ward-wise. That is also a big problem as far as the BBMP budgeting practice is concerned. So what is happening is that we have a wish list of income, and even the expenditure on estimates on property tax collection are not met. So overall, it is only great expectations followed by hard times. There's actually no money coming into the system. So the question is, if income does not match the expectations, how can expenditure match the expectation? Every year, if income does not match the expectation, how can expenditure match the expectation? Anyway, you please remember this and let us look on that basis. Let us look at the expenditure that the BBMP hopes. It's only a wish list. The BBMP hopes it can achieve that expenditure. Let us see what the BBMP is doing actually. So look at the expenditure. If you look at the BBMP, broadly the expenditure items of the BBMP can be divided into five categories. Infrastructure category, health and public health category, environmental services, education and social justice, and administration. So infrastructure is these items: estate and asset management, public works zonal, projects central, road related infrastructure. These are all heads of account, stormwater drains, and electrical. These are the broad classifications which are given in the budget as far as infrastructure related expenditures are concerned. Health and public health, I have classified three items. General health. General health is something like public health, like for example, control of dogs, animal control program, all that would come under general health. Medical health is basically the medical facilities like the clinics that the BBMP runs. And I have also included solid waste management under health. We can always include it under environment, but I have chosen to put it under health. We can put it wherever, but my feeling is it is actually related very much more to health. Though it is also, you can argue that it is related to environment. As far as environmental services are concerned, you have horticulture, urban forestry, and you have lakes. These are three very large items of very significant items which come under environmental services. You have education and social justice, which have education per se, And welfare. Welfare is a lot of welfare activities. In fact, welfare should be treated as separate. I have, for the purpose of convenience, just put it as part of education and social justice. And then you have the housekeeping, administration, revenue, regulation, tax collectors, all the people who are involved with the regulatory activities, giving of khatas, etc. The running of the council, financial issues, town planning, etc. You have the council, GAD management, finance and accounts, revenue department, and the town planning department. So there are 19 departments, and these are the expenditure classifications under the BBMP, which are classified under 5 different broad categories. Today, what we will be doing is, we will be looking at, before we come to today, I just want to say, if you look at this picture, where is the expenditure largely happening? And that is something you can see over here. Almost 56% of the expenditure of the BBMP is planned to be undertaken in the infrastructure sector. That is roads, drains, buildings, and so on. Administration consumes 17% of the budget, but you must remember that administration also includes all the salaries that are paid. It does not include 100% of the salaries that are paid. This is again another issue of confusion. But by and large, the permanent staff of the BBMP, the salaries are included under the administration head. That is why it is 17%. Education and social justice together takes care of 11%, around 1,150 crore. Environment takes care of around 600 crore, 6%. And health, and when I say health, I include solid waste management also, is 1,069 crore. So you will see that infrastructure is the largest component. But please again remember that there is all kinds of classification issues. I don't want to confuse you. A hospital building will not be included in infrastructure, it will be included in the health budget. So if you start searching for great detail, you will find that there is some overlap. There will be a percentage difference here or there, which I think we can ignore for our purposes of broad understanding. What we are going to do today, because it is not possible to do justice to all the expenditure items, what we are going to do today is to look at health, looking at education. As I said, welfare needs a separate presentation for itself. And I am going to look at administration, which is council, GAD, finance, accounts, revenue, town planning, because unless you understand that, you will understand, you will always ask me questions as to where is the salary being accounted for, and so on and so forth. These are the issues. In the next, I will be looking at infrastructure, which is a big issue. I will be looking at environment, and I will be looking at social welfare in the next presentation, which I do next week. Now, the big question, as I said, because if you go back to my presentation, my first concern was expenditure in a particular year has no relationship with the estimate for that particular year. Expenditure for a particular year has no relationship with the estimate for the next year. In fact, expenditure details are not even available for us to do a comparison with the expenditure projected for next year. So there's no connect between 1 year's budget and the next year's budget. So that is the overall picture. But then if you look at each item, you will understand where exactly the problem is. There are more than 2,000 items of expenditure in the BBMP budget. So if you look at the whole thing, you will understand in which sector, who is making the gross miscalculation, where is the BBMP building daydreams, and where is the BBMP underperforming when it comes to expenditure. So with every sector, I have attempted to ask 2 questions. Is there a big variation between the expenditure, that is the latest available expenditure is 2018-19, and the original budget estimate of last year of 19-20? Second question I want to ask is there a big difference between the revised estimate of 2019-20 and the current budget estimate of the current year of 2021? Because last year the budget was revised. So when the budget was revised, that means they cut down their dreams. So if they cut down their dreams to suit the allocation, can they build a fresh daydream now? Can they just increase unnecessarily? So every sector, I have asked these two questions. Now, if the answer to both the questions is yes, that means the BBMP is clueless on how to prepare a budget estimate. There's no belief that it will achieve, which is not the way to prepare a budget. So this is a big question that I intend to ask with respect to each of these items. So let me look at the administrative expenditure. As I said, administrative expenditure is these items: council, GAD, management, finance and accounts, revenue and town planning. This I have classified as administrative expenditure, and this particularly the biggest item of expenditure comes in GAD and management. And when I looked at it, I found that the BBMP cannot be faulted here. There's a small difference, 9% difference between the 18-19 expenditure and the 19-20 budget estimate. And even in the current revised budget, it is only about 9% or 13% or so, which is not a big problem as far as I am concerned. I don't think this is a big issue. So I will say that this is not alarming. BBMP is able to predict its expenditures on administration with some degree of certainty. So administrative expenditure is about 17%, and every year, more or less with some variations, they are able to meet it and predict what their expenditure is going to be. But what are these items of administrative expenditure? The BBMP spends salaries, retirement benefits and medical reimbursements. About 84% of the money of administrative expenditure goes for that. Nearly 600 crore goes for salaries and allowances. Half of that amount, employee retirement benefits, pensions, etc., retirement benefits, 300 crore every year is committed towards pensions. And then you have medical reimbursement of around 19 crore. Later on, you will see item number 6 in the list. You will find medical reimbursement of 19 crore. There are other items of expenditure. It's very interesting that distress and relief measures are included here. It is also included under social welfare, which we will examine separately in the next presentations. Also, I found that ceremonies and functions, the BBMP conducts a lot of ceremonies. It spends a lot of money, 20 crore. It spends on various celebrations of Rajyotsava, Ambedkar's birthday, Kempegowda's birthday, various things. There's a huge list of items on which the BBMP spends money, but that is also here, and it is also in other areas. In the education sector also, you will find a column saying ceremonies and functions. So some of these like-minded expenditures are spread across many departments. That's again an interesting thing to see. Now, if you see which are the areas where the largest salaries are being paid, we come to a very interesting picture. Education and environment don't seem to employ too many people. Only 6% of the salary is paid to education and social justice, and 5% of the salary amount is paid for environment, 36 crore and 30 crore. As far as the others are concerned, health and public health, administration and infrastructure, a lot of money is being spent. 35% of the salary goes to infrastructure, which is very interesting, because that means there are a lot of engineers who are being paid, but at the same time the BBMP is tendering out a lot of works. So the question is, if you have so many engineers employed by BBMP, then should they tender the works? They should be taking up the works themselves. There is a large body of engineers who are in the BBMP, and this is something that one needs to keep a watch on. As far as administration taking 160 crores is concerned, I think it is justified, because there are a lot of regulatory powers, health inspectors, this, etc. All their salaries are shown under the administration. So there is a lot of regulatory activity under which these salaries are paid. The same goes for health and public health. But what I'm really concerned about is whether the BBMP, at least from the budget, it looks like they are not employing enough people in education. They are not employing enough people in environment. And it seems that at least from the manpower perspective, we are neglecting these sectors. We definitely need more people to have a better environment and better educational facilities provided by the BBMP. Now let me go on to the health related budgets. Now when you look at the health related budget, you see a serious problem. The serious problem is that the BBMP has been consistently falling short of its targets in health expenditure. In the general health budget, the 1920 budget estimate was 46.4 crore, but the previous year's expenditure was 41% less. It was only 27 crore. As it is, I believe that the amount that is being kept for general health budget is very low. Just 46 crore out of a 10,000 crore, you are keeping aside apart from salaries an amount of just 46 crore and you didn't achieve it. In the previous year, you only spent 27 crore, 41%. And if you look at the medical health budget, now Aam Aadmi Party talks about Mohalla clinics and a lot of money is
Can't hear you. Can't hear anything.
Yeah. Let's give it a minute.
I think the network is failed at his end.
the
Yes,
presentation is
yeah.
in on my computer and I'm speaking on the mobile phone. Right?
Sir, if you can
Sir, it is echoing. I
reduce
think,
the
for
volume,
Aculo.
Yeah.
reduce the volume on
Your
the
voice is
computer.
echoing, sir. Your voice is
Serious underspending happening in the health sector. As you can see, the medical health budget was 110 crore in 2019-20, and the previous year they had only spent 24 crore. That's a 71% shortfall, and 78% less than the previous year's expenditure has been estimated as the expenditure for 2019-20. So I have absolutely no hope that they will reach their projected expenditures in both these sectors in 2020-21. Their budget is just a pie in the sky. They are not going to achieve their general health and medical health budget, which is really very, very sad because this I would consider to be one of the primary functions of a city corporation. And this is exactly what the Aam Aadmi Party has been delivering, albeit through the state government in Delhi. And here, you, on contrast, what you see is that the BBMP doesn't spend the projected expenditure, and it sharply revises its expenditure budget every year with respect to health-related issues. Now, if you look at the actual estimate, and if you look at where exactly there has been a drop, you will find that in health and sanitation in the general budget against a 17 crore expenditure, they estimated 18 crore. Animal control and management, they are spending only 60% of their projected budget. They budgeted for 14 crore, but they're actually spending only 7 crore or so on animal control and management. Public health is equally bad. They budgeted for 13 crore in 1 year, but the previous year their expenditure was only 2.69 crore. Vehicle purchase, they buy animal rescue vehicles, they buy other vehicles for health sector, and there also there is a shortfall. So obviously they are not doing very well in terms of expenditure. If you look at the medical health budget, again massive shortfall. If you look at health buildings, the expenditure in 18-19 was just 9.35 crore, but in 2021 they made a budget estimate of 27 crore. This is something that I am seeing regularly, that in spite of having so many engineers, the infrastructure that is born on every sector, like education sector, health sector, that infrastructure doesn't get built. Similarly, you look at public health functions. In fact, I'll be very curious to know what the expenditure is going to be in the current year with COVID. In 18-19, the public health expenditure was 8 lakhs. But in 2021, the budget estimate is 9 crore. 9 crore. Similarly, if you see in family welfare, there was zero expenditure in 18-19. In the current budget, they have estimated for 4.35 crore. Maternity homes, very critical service to be provided to poor people. In fact, to all people, the actual expenditure in 18-19 was just 51 lakhs. But in 2021, the budget estimate is 3.4 crore. Are they going to spend this much of money? I doubt it very much. The actual expenditure was 24 crore in 18-19 on these items, and the budget estimate for the current year is 67 crore.
they are 100% going to cut down, and we are not going to find out till the year is over and another 15-16 months pass. Now, what about solid waste management? This is something that interests everybody. A lot of money is spent on solid waste management. And one thing is that I don't see a problem. BBMP is able to predict its expenditures on SWM and broadly meet its expenditure targets. In 1819 and 1920 budget estimate, the difference is only 7%. Similarly, in 1920 revised estimate and 2021 current budget estimate is also 7%. So that's not too bad in terms of expenditure. They seem to be matching it. But what is really worrying is that the actual expenditure in 1819 compared to 2021 budget, there's a reduction. The O&M, the major payments in solid waste management come under what is known as O&M. And in O&M, that is the actual running of the SWM contracts, the BBMP has reduced its budget in the current year from 965 crores of expenditure in 1819. It has reduced to 757 crore. Now, Government of India grants also, it is actually expecting to get much less money than what it actually spent in 1819. Government of India gave a lot of money in 1819, 239 crore, but in 2021, the BBMP is only expecting to get 148 crore. As far as infrastructure is concerned, they have boosted the budget from 14.5 crores of expenditure to 36 crores. But overall, there is a reduction in the estimated expenditure, probably because of lower grants expected from Government of India. But what worries me is the reduction in the operational expenditure of solid waste management. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me that BBMP is the quality of solid waste management should be improved, and the pressure would be much higher as the city grows. But the expenditure that they are estimating in 2021 is less than the actual expenditure they incurred in 1819. Now, when I looked at the operation and maintenance expenditure, this is what I found. Cleaning and transportation of garbage, toilets and urinals, there's an escrow account. What is meant by an escrow account is that the amount is directly paid into the Paura Karmikas or the contractor's account. It cannot be diverted. That amount has come down from 568 crore. They are estimating that it will come down to 380 crores. I really don't understand how they are going to do this and why they should be doing it. Are they going to plug the leakage? If they're going to plug the leakage, that's very good. If they're going to get better contracts with more competitive tenders, that is very good, but we'll have to wait and watch. Similarly, direct payment to outsourced Paura Karmikas from the SFC untied grant, that is about okay. 93 crore was spent, and that has been around 375 is estimated to be spent. But please remember that this is also a kind of salary payment. Payment to outsourced Paura Karmikas, the problems of outsourced Paura Karmikas is very acute because they don't get paid for months together and they do not have the same rights as the employees of the BBMP. And this is actually a wage component, but the wage component is included in the solid waste management budget and not included in the general administration budget, which I think is quite wrong, because then we get a misleading picture of how much money is being spent on salaries, because this is a major component of payment as wages, which is not included in the salary. And Paura Karmika's problems is one of the biggest problems in BBMP today. People are exploited by the contractors. They don't get their payments. Their ATM cards are impounded by their contractors. There's a mafia operating. This is exactly the kind of issue that it's concealed by the budget classification. You can find this out only if you look at the SWM budget. It is not anywhere else. So this is something very interesting, and this is something that we should be really worried about. That we must ensure that the payments to Paura Karmikas go regularly, and that this is accounted as a wage payment and a salary payment, and not somewhere buried in the solid waste management budget. Now let's ask the same questions with respect to education, not welfare, because welfare is quite a complex thing to study. There are a number of programs under welfare, but let's look at education. Same problem with education. The same problem that we saw in health, we are seeing with education. In education also, BBMP is consistently falling short of its expenditure estimate year after year. In 1819, the expenditure was only 32 crore. In 1920, they estimated 106 crore. This year, they are now estimating 128 crore. I am 100% sure that we can expect a steep reduction in the revised estimate. So, in other words, BBMP is undertaking education in a very naam ke vaste way. It's just happening. Little bit of education is happening. They don't have an education vision. They don't have a dream of improving the quality of education. They make a budget allocation and they reduce the budget allocation dramatically. By almost 69%, they reduce the budget allocation. This is really something that we need to be worried about. Now look at the difference between the 1819 items on various items of budget. You will find that educational programs means the actual running of the school, purchase of equipment, all kinds of things other than building construction. The budget was, the actual expenditure was 10 crore in 1819. This year they have estimated 54 crore of expenditure. In education buildings, the actual expenditure was very low. It was 1.1 crore. And this year they estimate 38 crores towards the education building construction. General expenses has doubled from around 20 crore to 34 crore. But if you see the grand total, the expenditure, as I said, was only 32 crore. And this year they estimate an expenditure of 128 crore, which I don't think they are going to be able to achieve. So we will have to watch this very closely. Otherwise, again, we will end up with hard times following the great expectations. You know, people make so many dreams, and the next year the mayor changes and somebody else has to answer. In fact, nobody answers why an estimated budget was not implemented. Why are you wasting our time by telling us that you will do this and you will do that when you don't have it in you to do these things? So how can we monitor the BBMP effectively? How can a party like the Aam Aadmi Party and also all the people who support the Aam Aadmi Party, because I think we should be very free with our information. We must understand that the BBMP does not reveal the expenditure in time. It does so after 18 months. And it revises the budget after the year is over, which is absurd. If you cannot give a real-time picture of receipts and expenditure line item wise every month, there is absolutely no point in having a budget. This is my point. BBMP has been talking about computerization. It claims all kinds of achievements on computerization of accounts, but the proof of the computerization pudding is in the eating. We need an expenditure information network which provides information in real time, at least once a month. And if they don't provide it, we should be able to squeeze it out from there. So this is what I am suggesting. And this is where Shantala, Genesia, you people must, this is a great opportunity for us to help people, ordinary people. We need a nodal volunteer for every department. And if we combine some of the smaller departments, 10 volunteers can easily handle 19 departments. Every month, we file an RTI for every department, asking for expenditure detail during that month in that department. Cumulative details also, let them provide it. We compile it, let them give it in PDF, let them give it even in handwritten form, no problem. We can retype it, we will compile it and publish it as a monthly report. And we can set up a help desk for civil society, because a lot of people have been bringing me up. They say, I want to know specifically this, specifically that, specifically this. So that detail, we can build up a body of knowledge and we can give specific details to people. All kinds of NGOs, civil society organizations are working. There are people working for Paura Karmikas, there are resident welfare associations, ward committee members. All of them will want some specific information. This is something that we can provide, and it doesn't require too many people to run it. I can train everybody in one day. That's enough. And Genesia sat, and in the last 3-4 days, she's been able to convert 50% of the budget into Excel, which is the best way to analyze it. So that's not a problem at all. Now, however, there are some bigger policy questions which will remain to be resolved. After all, end of the day, the BBMP's expenditure will only tell you part of the story. What about expenditure of other entities like BWSSB, BESCOM, line departments of the good government? And this is where the government is deliberately playing a game on us. Every department has got a separate footprint. Every department has got a separate footprint. The police station has got a separate footprint. BWSSB office has got a separate footprint. Education department has got their school separate system. Nutrition, the Anganwadis are run separately. Why can't everybody come and go to one single building block, which is a municipal ward? Why can't we make every department say that for me, I will reorganize my administrative system for a municipal block and all my budgeting will be done for the municipal ward? If that is done, then it can be very easy for anybody to find out what is the expenditure not only of BBMP, but of every single department on a ward-wise basis. Today, we have the NGOs and others have fought a battle in Bangalore and they have been able to achieve the target of at least establishing ward committees. Now the ward committees have to function. But how can the ward committees function if you do not know ward-wise expenditure? In fact, BBMP expenditure details are, as I said, available after 14-15 months. We should be able to provide that detail to every ward. And that can be done. At least we can make a start if we can put this system in place. So this is my suggestion. In my next presentation, I will be looking at infrastructure and social welfare and environment. These are the three big ticket items on which I'll be doing the analysis. But I thought that some of the general suggestions, I wanted to put it out today itself because we are looking for young people to join us as interns and this will be a fantastic experience for them. Listen, I'll tell you something. I mean, I should be retired, right? I'm 60 years old. The world belongs to you. Young people, millennials, post-millennials, you are the people who are going to go out and fight these battles. We've done a bit, but we messed up a lot. My generation has messed up quite a bit. So what I can do is to pass on something that is some few things that I've learned along the way. But honestly, I would like to retire. You people should be able to come and take over the Aam Aadmi Party and run it. And there are no hierarchies. Because the energy that you people bring and the ideas and the priorities that you people have is what is going to lead us to a better future. Not me. I can't lead you to a better future. I think this is something that everybody needs to understand. Right? Thank you so much. This has been a great pleasure. And once more, I would like to place on record my appreciation of what Genesia has done. Because without her help, I wouldn't have gotten so far as to be able to get this presentation out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raghu sir.
Thank you, Raghunandan sir. So I have a few questions, so I'll just ask it out if you can answer. One from Suresh Rathod. He asks, the salary is paid to the BBMP employees. What is BBMP employees? What is the contribution of state government? And because the state government employees get deputed and moved back and stuff like that. So what exactly is the arrangement there and who's taking that? So the question was, who manages the BBMP salaries and what is the state government contribution? Because, the employees keep getting deputed back and forth into the BBMP.
Yeah, the state government, I think, makes allocation for that. But the payments of salaries are done from the BBMP budget through the expenditure heads of account. I can provide you specific details later on. If you want department wise, I can do an analysis and provide you the greater details. But by and large, this is what happens.
Okay. Next question is from one Mr. Anish Ratnam. He asks, what happens to the unspent budget, if any? And I will add my question to this. What if there is a overspending, or is there any scope of overspending?
See, there is something called a closing balance. An unspent balance is there. Let me just go through the budget. I have it in front of me. And the unspent balance is about 3 to 4 crores. So what happens is that there is really no yeah, it's 339 crores. Sorry, 339 lakhs. So that is 3.39 crore is the balance as on 31/3/2021. So the balance is between 1 crore to 3 crore. Previous year it was 1.65 crore. So there will be always a cash balance which will roll over, but it isn't much if you look at the analysis of the budgets in previous years.
Okay. So the next question is from Rajat. He asks, in comparison, are there other municipalities who spend more on health expenditures or education? And, in addition to that, is there a mandatory allocation requirement? Like, there is for social welfare, there is a mandatory number that has to be allocated and things like that. So is there anything for health and education?
No, there is nothing for health and education like a mandatory allocation, but yes, like in social welfare there is. As far as the comparison is concerned, I would not have figures immediately, but that's a good question. Recently there has been a study that has been conducted by Janagraha for the Ministry of Urban Development. That report has just come to me, and I think it will provide some details. That's a good point. In fact, that's a good point on which one should do a little more research, and I will be able to do it. My understanding is that it really depends upon which municipality you are speaking about. And why I'm saying this is that the municipalities across the country don't, are not run according to the same law. The municipal laws are different from state to state. And if you take Mumbai, Brihat Mumbai Mahanagarpalika, it's one of the best run municipalities in the country. It has a huge budget. And traditionally, right from the British times, Bombay Presidency times, presidency municipalities have been generally stronger. They had a stronger legal base. So they probably run more schools. I know that the MCD runs more schools than the schools run by BBMP. So historically, if they have inherited the schools, then they will run these schools because citizens expect them to run them. My point is that as far as BBMP is concerned, education is the biggest opportunity. And we have not used that opportunity. We have not exploited that opportunity yet in the way that the BBMP could do. The potential is immense. And the Aam Aadmi Party, with its experience in Delhi, would really be able to transform the educational landscape of Bangalore if it is in charge of the BBMP.
Yeah. So there's a follow-up question on that. Typically, health and education in a city like Bangalore, there are both state agencies as well as BBMP agencies running it, and then the onus or the responsibility doesn't seem to be lie at one place. So the 12th schedule, I think, allows education and health to be under the municipalities. So is there a reason why they both coexist, or what is the...
That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. And I must say that I recently completed, in another professional capacity, I recently completed a research into the smart city of Tumkur and its finances, and discovered exactly the same problem. And I have informally shared the findings. The findings are going to be published very shortly. But I've informally shared the findings with the state government employees, state government officers, and my policy point is exactly the same as you mentioned. In my opinion, all the Anganwadis, all the schools, and all the health facilities run by the department within a city shall be transferred to the city corporation along with all the funding and the stuff. It should go along with the institution. This is what Kerala has done. This makes for pure logic, because a department should not be running these within the city. In rural areas, this has been done. All Anganwadis are actually with the Zilla Parishad. All schools are with the Zilla Parishad. School teachers' salaries are paid through Zilla Parishad. You know the funny thing in Tumkur? That the Zilla Parishad runs schools in the Tumkur City Corporation. And you will find it here also. You will find that the Bangalore Urban Zilla Panchayat runs schools within the BBMP jurisdiction. They are not accountable to the people of Bangalore, because the people of Bangalore don't vote. I mean, people in urban areas of Bangalore don't vote for a representative on the Zilla Parishad. So there is a necessity for a pure sorting out. And I think that this is just not being done because people are just negligent. And they just It just didn't occur to them. Because when I spoke to the officers in Karnataka, they were pretty keen to do it. They said, yeah, this is a great idea, we'll do it. But I think this is important so that the BBMP can get a hold over all the educational facilities in Bangalore. That way there's whole clarity, and you're absolutely right. That is part of the 12th schedule.
Right. So one question from Cynthia, she asks, is there any gender aspects when budget is done?
No, unfortunately, there is no gender outcome budget. Then there is no gender budget as far as I know in the BBMP budget. And this is, there is only a section in the welfare section. There are women oriented programs, but that is not the meaning of gender budgeting. The meaning of gender budgeting is that every sector, you must do an analysis to find out how it impacts the gender, how it impacts whether it is gender friendly. It has to be done for every single sector. And gender budgeting, there's a whole body of literature on how to do it, but the BBMP hasn't done it. There's nothing in the expenditure side.
Right. So what is the state cabinet's role? I mean, why does BBMP budget has to be approved by state cabinet, or are there
Sadly,
any
it's in the law.
projects?
It's in the law. Unfortunately, and this is very wrong. In my opinion, it's wrong. And the same problem is there in the Zilla Parishads also. That the Gram Panchayat budget has to be approved by the Zilla Parishad, and the Zilla Parishad budget does come to the state planning department, has to be signed off. Of course, now it is just signed off as a formality. But this is unnecessary. In my opinion, after all, when the state chief minister makes a budget, he doesn't send it to parliament to be approved or to the union finance ministry to be approved, right? That's the idea of being a federal country. And in my opinion, it's high time we began to think of federalism, not only at the level of the national government and the state governments, but at the level of national, state and local government. Because at the end of the day, BBMP has a greater population than many countries.
Right. So yeah, then I have a question from, the question is the expenses on waste management. So as far as I know, I think the number is close to 1,000 crores.
Yeah.
Is that really genuine? And
I'll tell you something. This is an informal thing. A few years back, I did a kind of a mind mapping activity with some really good NGOs who were working on the solid waste management, and their rough estimation then the expenditure was around 750 crore. They said out of 750 crore, around 300 crore being stolen by 350 people. And these 350 people, they said, were the corporators, health inspectors, politicians and officers put together. 350 people are swallowing 300 crore. So if you want to look at corruption, that's a whole different ballgame. This is the allocation that is being made. I am 100% sure that there will be leakages within it. In fact, I've got a very detailed mind map on breaking up the corruption opportunities in solid waste management. And we are doing separate sessions on how to tackle corruption. In fact, I wanted to use that at that point in time. But yes, there will be definitely corruption and bribery and leakage in this.
okay. One question from Pradeep. He asks, from an overall department perspective, what is the best capex and opex ratio achieved by BBMP? Just to elaborate, I think capex is capital expenditure and operational expenditures.
Well, as for the budget expenditure, just a minute, I'll tell you now. They were expecting almost a 50-50 ratio in the 2021 budget. They are saying that they will achieve 5,006 crore of revenue expenditure and 5,708 crore of capital expenditure. And the largest capital expenditure, of course, out of this 5,708 crore of capital expenditure, 2,747 crore. Sorry, so it's not 2,000, 3,600. Just a minute. 3,444 crore was on zonal public works out of 5,700 crores. So it was largely in works undertaken at the zonal level. The zonal level is like a kind of an intermediate position between the central office and the ward. So there's a kind of a part devolution of works, decentralization of works to the zonal level. And that I will explore in much greater detail when I look at infrastructure in my next presentation.
Yeah, I'm just clubbing 2-3 questions here for the interest of time, and there's an interesting thread of questions. One is how is this deficit impact? I mean, is it that it is fulfilled by some other grants and stuff, or it's just lost to citizens? Connecting question to that is, so if there is a difference in budget, I mean, again, the same thing, where the money comes from. What about projects that go over the years, meaning about, and some things take 3-4 years kind of a thing. So how does this budgeting work on those?
This budgeting doesn't work. What happens is that this is the problem. The problem is that a mayor comes and declares a budget of 10,000 crore and sanctions work for 10,000 crore. And he changes. In 1 year, the mayor changes. So the next year, a different mayor comes. In the meantime, the budget of 10,000 crore has been revised to 7,000 crore. But works worth 10,000 crores have been started, which is why you will find in the budget a number of places where you will find pending bills. Under every sector, you will find pending bills. So there are huge numbers of works that have been started and not completed. And now you don't even know where those works are. So if you don't know where those works are, how are you going to monitor them? This is the biggest problem. The problem is that years and years and years of sanctioning more works than what your budget can handle have resulted in a huge opening of avenues for corruption. What you should do is just shut down all these works, guillotine them. Never allow a work unless a lat long of the work is known, unless photographs are taken of before and after, and unless a social audit is done of the work finally. Don't make a single payment. And cut down the works because it's much better to sanction fewer works and complete them rather than to sanction a large number of works and not complete them, which is just a joke. So there is no way to meet the budget. End of the day, money is money. If you don't have money, you cannot pay the bills.
Right. And then we also see bogus bills.
Yes, of course.
Being short.
Huge scandals of bogus bills happens because of this.
Right. So, so the next question, sir, is from Sajjad. He asks, what is the primary reason for neglect on health and education? Is it because of the private players, or there is no money to make for the people who allocate it?
I don't think we citizens have asked for health and education to be taken care of by the BBMP. It's for us to make put the pressure. We need to ask the question whether health is a public good, whether education is a public good. We need to ask the question, how much of money are we going to, how much of bang for the buck are we going to get for the tax that we pay? And for what? Is this money going to be used to build statues? Or are we going to get health care and education? End of the day, in Delhi, whatever else you may say, how much money does a family save? Because the Aam Aadmi Party has established good quality schools and good quality education, health facilities, and gives you electricity at a reasonable rate. It's real paisa. It's 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakh rupees over a period of 5 years. But if we want to, if we don't ask these questions of government, you will get lousy government. So it's not a question, it's neglect and apathy by us, the voters. We have such a low expectation from the government that
Yeah. So the next question, sir, is on the auditing. What is the auditing practice for BBMP? Is there any auditing happening, and where does it? Who does this, and where are those
See,
reports?
there is an audit report which I can share.
I can't hear.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So what I was saying was that the BBMP is audited by the local fund audit department,
Mhm.
and there's a tussle between the CAG and the state government on whether the CAG should do an overall audit.
Okay.
The government of India has been pushing for something called a TGS system, training, guidance, and supervision.
We can hear you.
Yeah, so I was saying that I was involved in this whole process of ensuring that the CAG undertakes the audit of local governments. State governments resisted it, but ultimately every state government signed an agreement and with the CAG and said, yes, the CAG will do a kind of an overall supervisory audit. But in Karnataka, the BBMP is not audited by the CAG unless the state government asks the CAG to do it. And the state government is not asking the CAG to do it. So the audit is done by the local fund audit department. I have an audit report which I can share with you. It doesn't say much.
The local fund audit department is what? The department of the state government?
Yes, the department under the state finance department. It is not at arm's length from the government. The CAG is a constitutionally independent body. Zilla Panchayats in Karnataka are audited by the CAG through an agreement signed with the CAG. The same thing is not done for the municipalities.
Okay, when R comes to power, it will be done.
Yeah, not if we are in the BBMP, we'll have to persuade the state government to get it done. Yes, but this is a promise that we should make.
Right. Sir, the next question is, in a disaster situation like these, are there any reserve funds with BBMP, or how is BBMP equipped to handle situation like COVID and
Well, this is a good question. I am 100% sure that the budget of the BBMP that was presented, which I have analyzed, will probably be undergoing a revision in terms of expenditures already, because there is already a disaster at hand and they have been probably spending money. The only thing is that we don't know the expenditure on a monthly basis. The health budget has got a provision for disaster management, and disaster management allocations are also spread across the budget in other places. So I'm 100% sure that the expenditures would already be being incurred on these lines of items. But only thing is that because they are not making available expenditure details on a monthly basis, we will not come to know till
I lost you again, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that we will not come to know the expenditure details until a year later. I am very sure that they must already be reallocating expenditures, which is fair enough as far as I am concerned.
Yeah, there was a funny development that happened, which I noticed during the budget presentation this year, that there was a certain amount, if I'm not wrong, 45 crores or something, was given to the CM fund from the BBMP budget for this COVID relief. I found it a little absurd. You have any idea on?
Well, they
was
are
it really
free
necessary?
I don't know the details, but I would imagine that is something that they have the prerogative to do. So they would have done it. That's it. I wouldn't really think it's, after all, 45 crore out of a total budget of 10,000 crore or even 7,000 crore is a small amount. So it might have been done.
Right. So next question is from Naeem. She is asking, what happens to all these betterment charges and layout
Comes in
collected
as
during the
incomes. That comes in
redevelopment
as
and
incomes. Yeah, that comes in as incomes on the income side of the budget, and it goes into the general kitty of the BBMP. I think in my last presentation, I did cover the revenues, and I did present. Let me just check it. BBMP's betterment charges details I have. It does collect betterment charges. It goes into the general kitty of the BBMP.
okay, so it's not allocated back to that specific area or ward, right?
Well, in a sense, it should be. But for example, if you look at the non-tax revenue of health cess, right? Health cess, the estimated revenue source of health cess is 525 crore. But they are spending how much? They are spending about 60 crore for health. So it's not going. Library cess is 210 crore. Where is that money going? I found out that
Yes.
that money is actually being credited back to the government.
So shouldn't this budget expenses mention the money coming from cess, because that is something not mentioned,
It
I mean,
doesn't.
in grants?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It
Okay.
doesn't. You will
But-
find it separately included in the revenue side.
But
So
will it be
revenue-
taken due care of, or
It goes into the general kitty of the BBMP.
shouldn't cess be applied only for the purpose it is collected?
Yes, it should be. And I think what is happening is that because I did see on the expenditure side, I found a reimbursement of this money back to the state government. So I suspect that some bit of this money was going back to the state government, or at least is promised to go back to the state government, and then the state government overlooks it and allows this money to be spent by the BBMP at the BBMP's level. I can investigate that in greater detail and provide you the details.
Right.
Janice, if you could just note down that question, we can provide a written answer to that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So last question from Munindra. He asks, social welfare department expenditures. What is the basis for choosing a community or a class under the social welfare department? Is it?
It's a state government order. The state government has got an order designating who is a scheduled caste, who is a scheduled tribe, which is BCMA and which is BCMB. BBMP follows the same order.
Okay.
It cannot create a new category.
Okay. One last interesting question from Shreyas is asking, are there three, or can you mention three areas where BBMP is engaging in a wasteful expenditure which can be cut down and allocated elsewhere?
Well, personally, this is my personal.
It's not clear.
thing.
Not clear. Not clear.
It's just spending a lot of money. I mean, crores of money on.
Audio is not clear.
It is spending. The BBMP is spending crores of money on various celebrations, and I really don't understand the money being spent. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Go
Yes,
ahead.
can
it's
you
better.
repeat what you said about they spend it on celebrations?
Yeah, they spend it on celebrations. They spend quite a lot of money on celebrations, both under the education department and under the what's it called, general administration department. They spend a lot of money on celebrations. In my opinion, a lot of that would be just being wasted on various things. I think they should just cut it down. In my opinion, if they don't have the money for it, they should be cutting it down and reducing that. Apart from that, I think all the other expenditure items, if you see the items of expenditure.
Lost you again, sir.
Lost you again.
in the budget, all of them seem very necessary. They seem very necessary, and they seem wasteful expenditure on that. The other very suspicious item of expenditures that I found in many places is payment made to consultants. Now, if you have such a lot of staff, why are you paying consultants? What are these consultants doing? Who are these consultants? So that is a little bit of a suspicion in my mind about consultants. And I also think that, engineering expenditure on engineering staff needs to be looked at very carefully, because if you have so many engineers, then you should be doing many more departmental works rather than taking up tendered works. Because in a tendered work, it is the engineer's job is only to inspect, nothing more. So there are items where one can keep on looking for leakages, but overall, I would think that there's nothing that is so blatantly, extravagant by the BBMP.
Right. Sir, thank you very much. Thank you for an insightful budget. I think your another session would covering rest of the areas, and I'm happy there were so many questions and an active participation. I think we all, the hints from what you said is that we all need to actively participate in the governance as well, and if we demand, only then we will get it. Otherwise, things just stay unaccounted for and unquestioned. Thank you very much for your session. Prithvi sir, if you would like to mention anything before Shantlaji concludes. Yeah.
I think we'll conclude, right? So we can't hear Raghunandan sir.
Yeah. So I think I just thought if
Thanks.
Prithvi sir want to add anything, he just unmuted you.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. Raghu, thank you so much for a very enlightening session. Thank you all for joining and participating in this session. One thing is very clear, change is possible. There is so much that can be done to revive and make a new Bangalore. All of us are very, very heavily invested in the city. Our children go to schools here. We live here. We have property here. So it's up to us now to, what needs to be done. All of us need to step up and own up the responsibility of bringing change. Thank you. Thanks, Raghu sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This has been a great education for me. And please, if you have any questions, please let me know. And if there are any changes in what you want to have in the way that I present, if you want to, we'll take that into consideration for the next presentation, which will be on infrastructure, environment, and social welfare. Thank you.
Hello. Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Janicia, once again.
Yeah. Thanks, Raghunandan sir. We are looking
Thank
for
you.
sessions. As Venkategowda requested, we will also have Kannada sessions. ಇದು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಈಗ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಏನ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೇಕೋ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಅಂತ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಕೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್.